Newsflash, not everyone who pulls away is acting funny. Some of us are just evolving in private. Let's talk about it. I'm Brittany. Hey, your manifesting mentor. I'm not a coach, I'm not a guru, but I'm a woman who walks the walk and who shares what works. So I've been reflecting lately on what it really means to reconnect after a season of solitude. Sometimes when you take time for yourself, when you pull back to think, to heal, to realign, people can misread it. They might say you're acting distant or different, when in truth, you're just growing. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, when you stop feeding your energy into the familiar world, you start reclaiming it for creation. And that's what solitude does. It helps you pull your attention out of survival and back into possibility. I recently heard Cardi B share a story on Jay Shetty's podcast. She talked about how as a child in school, she'd sit alone in the cafeteria. And not because she was lonely, but because she was in her imagination. She said, I've always been a loner, but never lonely. And I felt that deeply because for some of us, solitude is where visions, clarity, and regulation downloads. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is the creative act of God within us. When you're in solitude, you're rehearsing the reality you're becoming. You're embodying new states of consciousness before the world can see them. And Abraham Hicks reminds us that alignment isn't isolation, it's calibration. Sometimes you have to tune out the noise so you can tune back into source. Now, the maturity in all of this is learning to hold space for yourself and for others. To understand that just because someone retreats doesn't mean they're rejecting you. Maybe it's regulation. Maybe it's reflection. Hell, maybe it's rebirth. I'll tell you what, evolved relationships don't demand constant performance. They honor flow. They understand that love doesn't need proximity or constantly talking every single day to be real. All it needs is presence when alignment returns. So if someone you care about has gone quiet, or if you've needed space yourself, remember, it's not always personal. Sometimes it's purpose. Give grace to seasons of separation because the connection always comes full circle when the vibration matches again. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is your reminder, and you got this.